films, man, they it's like this film. It was almost like it wanted to be created. Even the writing part, like a lot of this stuff, it just came to me to write it.
Artificial Pictures' new movie, Fattenin Frogs For Snakes. So this movie is, from what I understand, is a hodgepodge of a bunch of different genres of movie. So we have a prison escape movie, we have a treasure hunt movie, we have a heist movie, breaking into homes, and we have some supernatural elements.
Yeah.
Chris, what is your role in this film?
Oh man, I'm the director, the writer, the producer, and I play a couple little background characters in the movie.
Where did this story come from?
Oh man, so I started out, man. I liked movies like, say, Rosemary's Baby, The Skeleton Key. I always loved movies like that. And I'm a big time historian too. I do a lot of history, like researching and stuff like that, especially about the South. And I kind of was researching and I found some interesting stuff. And I looked into the towns like the Black Wall Streets and stuff like that.
Tulsa.
And I seen Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I seen the families kind of living. I said, hey, what if I did a story like this, but about where I'm from, in Alabama, And like I said, a lot of it's based on my actual family, some of the characters and stuff like that, stories I grew up hearing, stuff like that,
That's what's up. When you were describing the film to me, it brought to my mind the movie The Lady Killers. You remember that?
You know what? That's funny, man. Who's this guy talking to now? But man, you know what? When I was creating this, I wanted to kind of the original. Have you ever seen the original Lady Killers?
I saw both.
Yeah, the 1950s version. Man, I really wanted to. That's funny you say that, man. Like nobody else got that. That's funny, but you haven't even watched it. But that was a piece of it that I wanted to kind of bring to it, but I wasn't able to kind of like achieve that. So maybe I did.
Just get in there, get what you came for, and get out. We don't want nobody getting wise to who you really is. Start asking questions.
Hey, look, buddy, I agreed to do this with the utmost confidence in you. I just want to know more about what it is I'm getting into.
What character you play? Can you describe him?
Ooh, I was cast as the sheriff, and when I first got the audition, I done the audition, didn't get to see the whole lot of the story. I just knew that he was going to be the sheriff in a small town in 1930s Southern America. So I started after he had said, yeah, you got the part, we'd like to offer it to you. We accepted, we done all the paperwork was done, and I had the role. Then I got the script, and I was like, man, this is because in all honesty, for an actor to get a part that's something new, something that's different from what they've done before, that's a huge deal, because you want to show that you're able to portray other things. And I started doing the research, and when I was doing the research, like, what do these guys look like? I'm pretty sure I can figure out how they acted, and the feel of who these people were. But every historical picture that I went to, these guys were all heavy-set guys. They were all, even if they weren't tall, they were kind of heavy-set guys. They all had the same kind of look. Most of them didn't wear a uniform. They wore some slacks and a button-down shirt, and they had, the only thing that was similar to their look was the hat. They wore that wide-brim fedora-style hat, maybe a vest. Even if it was summertime, that would be kind of the uniform of it. So that was where I went with that. And I got those two pieces of costume, and I didn't know if he was going to want those pieces or not. But I feel like when I'm creating a character that I want to have something tangible. I want to be able to put my hand on something and say, this is who this guy is.
Yeah, Officer Bates is
pretty intimidating.
That's a tough guy. Yeah,
you're pretty intimidating.
That's what he's not telling you about his character. Like Officer Bates is the real deal. Like he's the real deal, like the one that gets stuff done in the town.
But during the meantime, I want you to keep them eyes real wide open. And if you see anything at all, I want you to make sure you call me right away.
How did you get involved in this production?
Man, it's so big on my story behind getting in this movie. Like,
Can I help you?
I mean, I actually know Chris personally, so I mean, we got a friendship first of all, and I mean, help producing it. But actually, I think one of the actors didn't show up, so I had to just jump right in.
Who do you portray in the film?
I'm the character Solomon, so I'm the son of Ma, so I play a big part in the movie.
I'm just looking for. We done told you 100 times, and I tell you 100 times more. We ain't for sale. Now get off my property.
So your audition process was non-existent.
Man,
What's up, Christopher?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I did not audition. I mean, you know what I'm saying? As far as, I mean, watching it, I feel like that was big enough behind the scenes. That gave me a lot of confidence to want to do it. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, what if I could do that, actually? But, you know, it happened for a reason.
What was the location for? Where did you film this at?
Andalusia, Alabama, North Georgia, in the mountains in LEJ. We did some up there, and mostly in Alabama, Wetumpka, Alabama. We shot on a farm. You know,
The beautiful location, and it lended itself. I don't know, that's not correct, but it lent itself to the film and so many different scenes in that
the
film.
cows, man, all the stuff. We had the real cows out there doing stuff, man, and we didn't expect to have that, you know. So when that happened, it was like you said, films, man. They it's like this film. It was almost like it wanted to be created.
Mm-hmm.
Even the writing part, like a lot of this stuff, it just came to me to write it, you know. And
how long did it take you to write it? From concept to.
I mean, I'm always going in and changing stuff. Even like, you know, it could be weeks out. They don't know it, but I might have changed some stuff in there just for me to do on the back end. But I say I started in like January 2022. And I probably finished, you know, a decent draft. The one that they got was probably, I'd say, April or May. But, you know, I kept going in, kind of revising it, doing little stuff like that, you know.
Joey, what was your favorite element of this film?
Man, I think that my favorite element of the film is one that I couldn't figure out the ending. I love not being able to figure out where a story or a film is going to take me, and to be able to sit down and to experience the full experience of what a movie is supposed to be, where it sucks you into its own world and you're trapped there for 90 minutes or 2 hours, ever how long it is, and then at the end you're like, never saw it.
A lot of unbelievable things happen here, Jacob. Things you couldn't even imagine. Things that'll give anybody nightmares.
How was it working with the director on set? Was he easy to work with?
You ask, do I get to answer that question?
Both of y'all.
Right here.
I would love to answer that question. I wish that more directors were smart enough to realize that everybody on a set is an artist. The lighting people are artists, the costume people are artists, the makeup people are artists, the actors are artists, but the director of photography is an artist. They're all trying to tell a story. And Christopher realizes that. And it is not, it's got to be absolutely just like this. This is the way I wrote it. This is what I was thinking. This is what I want. He allows you to come in and develop who that person is, mm-hmm. and how that person plugs into that story, which is tremendous. Not only as an artist or as somebody that's creating expressionary art, but just as a person, to have that freedom to say, okay, I'm thinking it's like this. Let me try it like that. And then if it needs to be redirected, then if it needs to be pulled back in or bigger, then he's able to do that and encourage that through his artist.
Yeah, but, for strong, if I might interrupt, but, you know, for strong characters, you said don't lean up, but for strong characters more so, I find that helpful, like letting people kind of do what they do.
I agree.
Take it where you want to take it, you know, and it usually works out like that. Yeah, y'all can kind of spread up. When you came in, you kind of follow behind him, but you could follow behind like his left, so I can kind of see, you know what I mean, off to the side.
So let's try to end it. Let's try to let this be our block for our action. Is that good? Because I'm supposed to move in
Not
on
from the
here.
camera. The camera can't see me right there. So you
I'm supposed to.
No,
I'm just joking. I was just giving him a hard time.
I've always thought that it's better to let creative people create, because generally it's better than what you envision.
Right, that's true. Especially once you, like you said, once you casted somebody and you know that they know where to go with it. Once I write it, I put it in their hands and it's theirs. Like even you as a new actor, I gave it to him. You can ask him. I gave him that character. This is who he is. You give me who you think. Give me your version of him. That's what it was.
I mean, you got your versions and actually on how you wrote it, and me personally, by me knowing them, it made it harder on me because, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't an actor pretty much before this and had to get in character in a hurry, you know what I'm saying, knowing what he put into this, knowing what he's trying to get out of it. So every moment I'm trying to give it my all, like, you know what I'm saying, like, it's my very first passion for anything that I did. It's like, it gave me like superhero powers in some type of way. Like they just came out of nowhere. Like even not knowing a line and then actually becoming that character, it was just unreal, man. It made everything.
It's almost supernatural to me when I think about it. It's like the character kind of, like I said, it kind of, possesses the actors from what I see, and they kind of get into a mode, and before you know it, they are that character, so.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It really is.
Most definitely.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You ever had your fortune told?
You mean like someone looking in my future or something like that?
Exactly.
No, I don't really get into any of that kind of mumbo jumbo, but once I did have a lady at the carnival tell me I was gonna be rich and famous, and I'm still waiting for that to happen, but shoot, I'll play along.
How strong is the character Jacob?
Jacob he's a pretty, let me say this right. So Jacob he's very, what would you say? He's subtle. He's very, I wouldn't say docile, but he is very polite, peaceful.
I think he's very unassuming.
Unassuming, that's
like
the word.
You don't realize what he is.
Exactly.
Like he develops.
Yeah.
He's a dynamic character.
I was trying to say it without saying it,
Yeah,
because you got to see the ending to know what's about Jacob. Yeah,
He's very much surprising. Like, you know what I'm saying, Jacob. Once you look at him, he get in character very easy. Like it's surprising. That was, you know what I'm saying, throughout doing it, by me not knowing the roles and just learning it as I go. You know what I'm saying. Me watching him, he just gives me the biggest confidence and keep going by him being like the main character in there, the most shots, you know what I'm saying? So I get to study the rest of the cast every now and then, but him going up on the camera every time, so okay, I got to, you know what I'm saying, study. It made it more easier watching Jake.
Yeah, I ain't never seen no milk cow bleed like that before.
What's the overlying theme of this film, in your opinion?
So I think it's all about appreciating what you have. You know what I'm saying? Being, understanding when you make your bed, you got to lie in it, and that's just kind of how life works. That's how life works. If you try to go around it, a lot of times you wind up getting bit, even harder.
The easy way is not necessarily the best way.
Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe you knew you had it better than you thought you had it, and now you went too far, and now it's too late.
You just be careful up there. A whole lot of folks that go messing around the Lakeleys don't prosper well. Well, it's a fine fucking time to tell me that now, ain't it, Lenny? I'm knee deep in the shit now.
How strong are the women in this film?
So the women, they kind of run the family, man. Once you watch the film, you'll realize like the men kind of follow. They don't really follow them. The men are also kind of strong within themselves, but they also let the women be women. They let them let them have their respect, let them have their time, let them have their say in whatever, And the women actually are the shot callers, kind of, I would say, of the family. In the end,
I didn't need your help. I was tilting my chair so I could reach a pair that was higher up.
But you were falling.
Yeah, for me
No
being
pun
from the
intended.
South and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, by having a lot of aunties and uncles, I mean, I know, like, men go out and work, but the women be the backbone of, you know what I'm saying, pretty much the family like that. They hold everything together. They more like the glue of the situation. Like, even Ma, she play, like, the head of the house as far as keeping everything together. She the one we follow. So, I mean, as the siblings, you know, the girls, you can tell all of them, they moody. That's just like dealing with women today. You know, you got the different type of mood swings they have. It's just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun dealing with a lot of women, especially on set.
Before we started, you mentioned to me the racial tension in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that is that something that's
Driving the story.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is
definitely
that one of the biggest things of the story?
I'll tell you what, I use that as a tool, like the fact that I knew that, you know, people going into this, they're looking for the racism and stuff like that. So I use that racism as a tool to kind of put like a blindfold over your face a little bit. You know, you looking at that so much that you might miss what's really happening. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It's not really a big part of the story. It's just something there to lead you this way, so I can get
right. I think it's called a red herring. Or something
yeah,
like that.
red herring. That's exactly what
So,
Because
yeah.
I was finna say, like, even far as the racism that's in there, it don't hardly feel as harsh that as we know it to be. It actually, you know what I'm saying, more of a funny side of it. Like, to me, like, it don't give you that, you know what I'm saying, make you mad type feeling. You just know it's happened back then. So, I mean, it needed it.
And I think that's a really good description. It's not overbearing, but it's more like a glimpse into 1930.
It's not malevolent.
Nah.
It's not harmful or hurtful.
Right.
It just-
Yeah, because I mean, writing it like what I wanted to do, I wanted to show, yeah, it is true. You know, the South does have that rich history. You know, even here in Georgia, but at the same time, it's a certain like kind of camaraderie, if that makes sense, of the people.
we know each other.
Yeah, we know each other, so we know that guy over there racist. You know, but we still know that we live beside
Yeah,
each other.
We kind of feel like it ain't really.
Yeah,
his
we
fault.
know it happened back then.
So-
We
that's
ain't
how
got
he
to
was
give it off that
raised.
much.
All right, long as he don't get carried away.
Right.
We ain't gonna get carried away.
Right.
We can live together.
It's like we understand. They understood they had to live. They both have to live here, and they have accepted that. But you still got to stay over there and
Gotta
don't
be
cross.
respectful, yeah.
Yeah, still got to have that respect. So yeah.
So the supernatural element of this film, is it scary or is it just creepy or is it just weird?
Yes.
All of it.
They say when a person dies, a little bit of their soul remains here, attached to their things.
That being said, it gives me off the vibe of, it keeps you on your toes, like, more so want to know what's gonna happen next. Like, I don't actually say as far as horror, like make you run and ball up and stuff like that, but it keeps you like want to know, like, wow, what's next?
How was it filming something like that?
Me personally, it was actually difficult on hand, but doing it with this cast, it was just something great to be a part of.
How it's going?
It's going great. Everyone did so well tonight.
It's magical, huh?
Yes.
Now the vibes are feeling a little bit better because we got most of the crap done.
That's got to be odd though, right? Like filming that type of stuff and you got to pretend
Nah, but man,
something's
listen,
there.
I don't know how you felt. I know y'all kind of came down and got to check out the property. The days we were there, this whole week or whatever. And while we were there, man, it was like just this creepy. We were in the basement of this house. This is a house that was built in the 1930s in Alabama. So I don't know the history behind it. This is like an old mansion. So it was a lot of little tunnels and.
So it's probably a slave house.
Well,
Dead bodies under there
1930s.
somewhere. Yeah.
But it was like underground tunnels and all kind of stuff like that in the house. We were kind of exploring and a lot of the town folks would kind of come by and kind of say stuff. But we heard a lot of interesting stuff, man. They said it had some kind of like things disappear there, stuff like that a lot of times. and we kind of were hearing voices down there, man, like for real, man. But I was, you know,
Even
I wasn't getting that much
recording,
sleep.
sometimes probably hear a couple voices.
The location itself alone,
yes.
just like I said a while ago, it just lends itself to the
It worked
feel
out,
of that.
yeah.
Yeah, super easy to get into character.
I'm pretty sure
when you are in a location
It
like
definitely felt like we was in the 1930s.
Yeah.
Even though I can't say how that would be, but you know what I'm saying, I think we did a great job.
Yeah, I think, and that was another thing, like putting this together, I wanted to try to make sure I kind of would give you not a hyper, I didn't want to be like an overdone version of the 1930s. I wanted to be like more like, what would it really be to be in the 30s? How would these people really dress and act, you know, around each other and stuff like that? Because, you know, a lot of times you see stuff and it's just the most basic things you would see from those times, not the everyday stuff you would see going on. You know what I mean?
the lingo.
Yeah, like, I mean, the lingo, just like, you know, just farm life, period. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's a farm, you know. And me growing up in the South, you know, I seen older farms with older people, you know, so I get it, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. So, as being the sheriff, did you get your man at the end? No.
I would say he got his man.
I mean,
I would say he got
movie and see.
He says on YouTube, I'm going to watch it now.
What's a good way of describing that?
Because, I mean, we don't know who his man is yet until you watch it, but I would say.
I mean, from the clip I saw, he was looking for somebody. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
You caught him?
Maybe.
Of course.
Maybe. Of course and maybe.
Of course.
This is not, y'all ain't giving me nothing, which I like. I like the mystery of it.
Yeah. That's another element of the movie, you know, the mystery. I think we said that.
It holds your attention so well. By the time you get to the second act of the movie, you're invested. You're there. Because now you're like, okay, where are we going? Because it's already twisted and turned enough that you realize that you're probably not going to figure it out. So as you're trying to figure it out, it's just taking you further down the wormhole.
That's what's up.
You actually wanted, you know what I'm saying, you wanted to get to know more of the characters that you're watching. Like, even a lot of characters, you know what I'm saying, I would like to see more of. Like, the movie itself, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably part 2, anything.
What did you think about, like, when you saw the clip, you saw, like, the character when they were in character versus them now? Was it day and night?
It's super day and night because he's like 80 pounds lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I looked at it, oh, yeah, you did get... later, I'm going to have to ask you some tips how you got that weight off you. But
no, he not the guy that was in the white shirt. Now, he was the one in the brown vest.
he lost weight.
He did, though.
Yeah, he was bigger in that clip than he is.
I put on 40 pounds just for this one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you call yourself a method actor? No.
That's a little method, though. That's some of that Christian Bale right
I think
there.
that's just getting into character. It is method, I guess, I by the letter, but no. I have a hard time, but I ain't going to say I have a hard time with method actors. But to me, a method actor a lot of times has a tough time turning it off and on. And I feel like that you miss a lot if you can't turn it off and on, because it makes it really tough. For me, if I was going to be a method actor, I think it would be really tough to take redirect from my director. It'd be really tough because I would be so married to the way I was going to do it. And I'd be like, this is it.
And see, as a director, you know, I'm that type of director. I honestly, like, I did that on set. You know, I don't know if you you said that, but, you know, I let them go. Like, if I see you in it, because everybody's not going to be in it fully, but the ones that are, I'm like, yes. You know, start licking my lips, you know.
Who designed the poster?
It was an artist from, I believe he's from the UK. I can't think of his name. His name is, I can't even pronounce his name off bat, but yeah, he a young kid from Germany or Belgium or something like that. He did real good on the.
How does it feel having your face on a movie poster?
Well, that's him up there at the top.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That ain't you right there, smiling?
Nah, that's not him.
You.
Nah, that's not him.
no,
That's
no.
another
Oh,
character.
I thought that was
But
him.
nah, that ain't me.
That's him though.
Yeah, that's him
He at the very top.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm in the poster.
Yeah,
you
that's
are.
you at the top.
At the
Where you
top.
see me?
At the
At the
top.
top.
Where we at?
Point him up.
I hadn't even.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, that's me right there. I see me now.
Yeah, the fire. I like the fire, but a lot
That
of people
is a
said
dope.
they couldn't really see the faces.
Oh yeah, I
We
can see
got
it.
Lenny, we got Mon.
But
we
see,
got,
that's good.
John O.
Got
Because
hidden.
that's a really good interpretation of that movie.
That's the
Because
kid.
You gotta see more. If you keep looking, you're gonna want to watch the movie 2 times. To be honest with you, because you're gonna after the end of it, you're gonna be like, I need to go back and see.
What's the symbolism of the birds?
Yeah, his name is Kylo and O'Hagan. What's the symbolism of the birds? The birds are. I don't know.
He's
What
smiling. like he got a secret.
That was a good question.
I mean, what do you take from the birds from looking at the poster?
Like somebody trying to be free.
That's a good interpretation.
I mean, more the type of birds that they give off to me is more something dead. So that's
that, but
buzzers,
also,
fly
the
around or
birds
something.
symbolizing him trying to be free is a good thing. Prison break.
But I agree with that. But at the same time, the fact that it's a raven, and it goes
with the story.
the story.
I promise you, a
Make
lot
you
of this
think
stuff,
something's going to happen just by
a lot of this
looking at the
stuff. I
birds.
promise you, it was almost like a blank. Like I was just,
Right.
and it just stuff was just lining up. And then once you see it, it's like, oh, that's why that's there.
But that's when it gets good.
Yeah.
When something's flowing like that, that's
Yeah, it writes itself.
Yeah.
'Cause I promise you, by the time we got to Bates, like I mean, you look at me and you hear Bates. You get what I'm saying? Bates, like he just emerged and kind of he became who he was, And then like casting Joey Thurman, it's like he understood the assignment and he became Bates. So it's like something that was inside of my head living for a year is now on the outside of my body, walking around talking to me,
That's dope.
Because on the set, I'm like, wow, this is Bates,
That's dope.
So yeah.
Fattening Frogs For Snakes. That's a term my grandma used to say.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In Florida, and I never understood what the hell it meant. But after talking to you guys, I'm starting to understand, like, the dichotomy of that phrase. Your accent is Texas?
Nope.
Where?
Northwest Georgia.
Northwest Georgia.
Yeah.
Roll?
You're very close. You're very close. A little town called New Hope, Georgia. The welcome to and the hurry back sign is on the same post. Like you go through it that fast, man.
So Solomon, your character Solomon, do they cross paths? in the
Most
movie?
definitely. Like that's like one of my favorite scenes in the movie because I mean, from that time, I always like wondered, you know what I'm saying, what it would be like being in those times, just knowing could you hold your cool, staying in the lane of not trying to get out of character as far as the person that you are, like being respectful, like in that scene right there, it gave me off that vibe, like it can make you mad, but you know what I'm saying, I held my cool in that situation.
So, if you were Solomon and that happened, do you think you can go with the same way the script went, or would you go off script?
I mean, as I am as a person in today's life, I think so.
I want to show. Can I show? We still rolling. I'm gonna show you the scene. I'm gonna show you some of it so you can just ask a question about it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think
I'll
so.
cut this in.
As far as that, because I mean, I'm a well-rounded guy. I don't let too many things get to me. I mean, knowing in that time you don't want to get nothing to get yourself hurt.
How was the casting? How many people do you have in the cast?
Total, I say between 15, maybe 20 people.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah, it's
There's a
an
lot of
ensemble. Definitely, it's definitely an
Most
ensemble.
definitely.
How did you find these people?
Casting directors, doing stuff like that, casting
I
sites.
thought you were gonna say something like
Backspace.
Good morning. Did you have a dream?